On a bustling city street, where neon signs glowed and crowds surged, Michael, a reserved software engineer, sat at a quaint cafe's outdoor table. At 32, he was successful but solitary, his life a loop of code and coffee. That morning, he sipped his latte, lost in thought, the city's hum a familiar rhythm. A small figure approached, Lily, a homeless girl of 7, her faded dress hanging loosely, her eyes wide with hunger yet bright with hope. Barefoot, she stood on the cold pavement, clutching a tattered shawl. "Sir, some food, please," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Michael paused. He could have ignored her, like the passers-by hurrying past. But her gaze, raw, unguarded, stirred something deep within him. He nodded, signaling the waiter. "A grilled sandwich and milkshake, please," he said softly. Lily's face lit up, a shy smile breaking through. She sat quietly as the food arrived, eating with careful bites, as if savoring a rare treasure. "Thank you," she mumbled, bowing slightly before slipping back into the crowd. Michael returned to his laptop, but his focus was gone. Lily's image lingered, her frail frame, her quiet dignity. He wondered about her story, her family, her survival. The city's noise felt louder, its indifference sharper. At his sleek apartment that night, the silence was heavy. Michael couldn't shake the feeling that this brief moment meant more than he realized. He didn't know it yet, but that small act of kindness had planted a seed, one that would soon unravel his carefully ordered life and lead him to a purpose he never imagined. Michael's day unfolded in a blur of meetings and deadlines, but Lily's face haunted him. Her timid voice echoed in his mind, disrupting his usual focus. At his tech firm, screens glowed with data, yet he stared blankly, replaying the morning. Why had her eyes, so young yet so weary, struck him so deeply? He'd seen homeless people before, given coins, moved on. But Lily was different. Her quiet, "thank you," carried a weight he couldn't ignore. Back at his apartment, the city skyline sparkled through floor-to-ceiling windows, a view he once cherished. Now, it felt cold, detached. He poured a glass of wine, but it sat untouched. Who was Lily? Where did she sleep? Did anyone care for her? These questions gnawed at him, each one a thread pulling at his orderly life. Michael had always been practical: work, gym, sleep, repeat. Emotions were complications he avoided. Yet, something about Lily felt like a call he couldn't dismiss. That he confided in his sister, Emma, over a late call. "I can't stop thinking about her," he admitted, describing Lily's fragile frame and earnest gaze. Emma, a teacher with a soft heart, listened intently. "You saw her, Michael? Really saw her? That's rare," she said. "Maybe you're meant to do something." Her words lingered, stirring a mix of unease and purpose. Michael wasn't one for grand gestures, but ignoring this felt wrong. That night, he lay awake, the city's hum seeping through his walls. Lily was out there, somewhere, in the cold. The thought tightened his chest. By dawn, a decision formed: he'd find her. Not just to help, but to understand why this one moment had cracked open his guarded heart. Michael woke with a resolve he hadn't felt in years. The image of Lily, her tattered dress and hopeful eyes, fueled his determination. He couldn't just move on, he needed to find her. But where to start? The city was vast, its streets a maze of faces. He called Emma, who suggested checking local shelters and talking to street vendors who might know Lily. "She's not invisible to everyone," Emma said. "Someone will have seen her." Michael took the day off, a rarity for him. He started at the cafe, asking the waiter if he'd seen the girl before. The waiter nodded. "She comes around sometimes, quiet kid, never begs loudly." Armed with this, Michael walked the nearby streets, showing Lily's description to vendors and passers-by. Most shook their heads, their eyes glazed with apathy. A fruit seller, however, paused. "Blonde girl, about 7. Seen her near the park, sleeping by the benches." The park was a patchwork of joggers and picnickers, but Michael's gaze scanned for a small figure. He found nothing. Hours passed, and doubt crept in, maybe this was futile. Yet, the memory of Lily's gratitude pushed him forward. He visited a nearby shelter, where a volunteer listened patiently. Kids like her slip through, she sighed. But I'll ask around. Michael left his number, feeling both hopeful and helpless. As dusk settled, he stood by the park's fountain, the city's lights flickering on. He wondered if Lily was safe, if she was cold. The search felt bigger than him now, a pull toward something he didn't fully understand. For the first time, Michael felt connected to the world beyond his screens, and he wasn't turning back. Michael's search stretched into days, each one blurring into the next. He juggled work calls while scouring the city, his once rigid routine now a backdrop to his mission. Lily's face drove him, her quiet strength, her fragile hope. He posted flyers with her description, shared posts on local X groups, and checked shelters daily. The city, once a familiar grid, now felt like a puzzle hiding her. Doubt gnawed, but giving up wasn't an option. One evening, a shelter volunteer called. "A girl matching your description was here last week," she said. She didn't stay long. Michael's heart raced. He rushed to the shelter, a cramped building smelling of soup and damp clothes. The volunteer pointed him to a community center nearby, where street kids sometimes gathered. There, amidst laughter and chaos, he saw her, Lily, sitting alone, sketching on a scrap of paper. Her dress was dirtier, her face thinner, but her eyes still held that spark. "Lily?" Michael approached cautiously. She looked up, startled, then recognized him. A shy smile flickered. "The sandwich man," she whispered. He knelt beside her, heart pounding. "Are you okay?" he asked. She nodded, clutching her drawing, a crude sketch of a house. "Where do you stay?" he pressed gently. Lily shrugged. "Around. Basements, sometimes." Her words hit like a punch. Michael bought her a meal, watching her eat with the same careful gratitude. He learned fragments of her story, her mom gone, her dad vanished, surviving on kindness and scraps. He offered to help, but she hesitated, wary of trust. As she slipped away again, Michael knew he couldn't stop. This wasn't just about food anymore, it was about giving Lily a chance at a real home. Michael's encounter with Lily left him restless, her hesitant smile etched in his mind. He couldn't unsee her fragile frame or the sketch of a house she clutched. He confided in Emma again, his voice unsteady. "She's so young, Em. How's she surviving out there?" Emma urged him to involve professionals. "You can't do this alone," she said. "Get help, but don't scare her off." Michael agreed, knowing trust was Lily's rarest currency. He contacted a social worker, Clara, who specialized in street kids. Clara met him at the community center, her calm demeanor reassuring. "Kids like Lily are cautious," she explained. "Build trust slowly, food, time, consistency." Michael nodded, committing to return daily. He brought snacks, books, and a small sketchpad for Lily, hoping to connect. Each day, she appeared, ate quietly, and sketched, her guard softening slightly. One day, she showed him a drawing, a tree with bright leaves. "It's pretty," she said shyly. Michael learned more about her life. Lily had been alone since her mother's death 2 years ago, bouncing between streets and shelters. Her father's absence was a shadow she didn't discuss. Michael's heart ached, but he kept his promise to Clara, slow, steady steps. He never pushed, only listened, offering small comforts. "You're safe with me," he'd say, hoping she'd believe it. One rainy evening, Lily didn't show. Panic gripped Michael. He searched the park, the alleys, calling her name. The city felt crueler in the downpour. At last, he found her huddled under a bridge, shivering. "Come with me," he said gently, offering his coat. Lily hesitated, then nodded. That moment, fragile as her sketches, marked a shift. a step toward a bond that could change everything. Michael's heart raced as he led Lily to his car, the rain drumming against his coat draped over her small shoulders. She was silent, her eyes scanning him for signs of betrayal. He drove to a nearby diner, its warm glow a stark contrast to the stormy night. Inside, he ordered her hot soup and a burger, watching her eat with quiet intensity. "You don't have to stay out there," he said gently. Lily's gaze flickered, unsure. Clara, the social worker, met them there. Her presence eased Lily's tension, her kind voice explaining options, temporary shelters, foster care. Lily shook her head at shelters. "People take my stuff," she murmured. Michael's chest tightened, he couldn't imagine her fear. Clara suggested a transitional home for kids, safe and supervised. "We'll visit together," Michael promised, hoping to reassure her. They arrived at the home, a cozy house with colorful walls and a friendly staff. Lily clutched her sketchpad, wary but curious. A caregiver, Sarah, showed her a room with a soft bed and books. Lily's eyes widened, but she stayed quiet. Michael knelt beside her. "I'll come back tomorrow, okay?" She nodded, a faint trust forming. He left, feeling both relief and unease. At home, Michael couldn't sleep. Lily was safe for now, but a bed wasn't a home. He thought of his own childhood, stable, loved, and how Lily deserved that too. He called Emma, who sensed his shift. "You're in deep, aren't you?" she teased, but her tone was proud. Michael realized this wasn't just about helping Lily anymore, it was about redefining his purpose, his life. The rain slowed outside, but inside him, a storm of change was just beginning. Michael visited the transitional home daily, each trip deepening his connection to Lily. She'd greet him with a shy wave, her sketchpad always close. He brought colored pencils, books, and stories of his own childhood, hoping to spark trust. Lily began to open up, sharing snippets of her life, how she loved drawing birds, how she'd once had a pet cat. Her smile, though rare, lit up the room. Michael felt a warmth he hadn't known he craved. Clara guided him through the system, explaining guardianship processes. "It's a long road," she warned. "Lily needs stability, not just kindness." Michael nodded, undeterred. He started attending parenting workshops, surprising himself with his commitment. Emma joined him sometimes, marveling at his transformation. "You're not just saving her," she said. "She's saving you." Michael couldn't argue, his once empty evenings now revolved around Lily's world. One day, Lily showed him a drawing of two figures under a tree, her and Michael, she admitted bashfully. His throat tightened. "Can I keep this?" he asked. She nodded, her first real gift to him. That evening, he taped it to his fridge, a symbol of their growing bond. But doubts lingered. Could he, a single man with no parenting experience, offer her enough? The thought of failing her terrified him. At the home, Lily was adjusting, making friends, attending classes. Yet, she'd still freeze when asked about her past. Michael respected her silence, focusing on the present. He taught her to play checkers, laughing when she outsmarted him. Each moment felt like a brick in a foundation they were building together. As weeks passed, Michael realized he wasn't just helping Lily find a home, he was starting to see her as part of his own. Michael's life had reshaped around Lily. His once sterile apartment now held traces of her, colored pencils on the counter, her bird drawings pinned to a corkboard. He'd filed for temporary guardianship, a daunting step Clara helped navigate. The process was meticulous, background checks, home visits, interviews. Michael worried, his bachelor lifestyle wasn't built for a child. But when he saw Lily's cautious trust, he knew he'd do whatever it took. One sunny afternoon, he took her to a park. She ran to the swings, her laughter rare and precious. "Push me higher," she giggled, her guard down. Michael pushed, his heart swelling. Later, they sat on the grass, sharing ice cream. "Do you like it here?" he asked. Lily nodded, then hesitated. "Will I have to leave?" Her voice was small, fearful. Michael's chest ached. Not if I can help it, he promised. Back at the transitional home, Sarah, the caregiver, pulled him aside. Lily talks about you constantly. You're her anchor. Those words solidified his resolve. He met with Clara to discuss permanent guardianship. It's a big commitment, she said. Are you ready? Michael thought of his old life, predictable, empty, and then of Lily's smile. Yes, he said firmly. He began preparing his home, buying a bed, bookshelves, and a small desk for her sketches. Emma helped decorate, adding bright curtains and a bird-themed lamp. You're building a nest, she teased. Michael laughed, but it felt true. As he signed the final guardianship papers, nerves mixed with excitement. Lily wasn't just a responsibility, she was becoming his family. The city's chaos faded, replaced by a quiet hope. Michael was ready to give Lily a home, and to let her redefine his own. Lily moved into Michael's apartment on a crisp autumn morning. Her small bag held little, a few clothes, her sketchpad, and a stuffed bird he'd bought her. She stood in her new room, eyes wide at the desk, the books, the bird-themed lamp glowing softly. This is mine, she whispered, touching the bed's soft quilt. Michael nodded, his throat tight. All yours, Lily. Her tentative smile felt like a victory. The first weeks were an adjustment. Lily was quiet, tiptoeing as if afraid she'd break something. Michael, too, was learning, burning toast, fumbling bedtime stories. But they found a rhythm. He'd make pancakes, she'd draw at the kitchen table, her sketches filling the walls. Emma visited often, teaching Lily to braid her hair, their laughter warming the once silent space. Michael marveled at how Lily's presence made his apartment a home. School was a bigger hurdle. Lily was nervous, behind in classes. Michael sat with her nightly, helping with math, reading her stories. Her confidence grew, her teachers noting her talent in art. One evening, she gave him a drawing, two birds flying together. That's us, she said, blushing. Michael framed it, hanging it above his desk. Clara checked in regularly, ensuring Lily was thriving. You've given her stability, she said. Michael realized he'd gained it too. His workaholic days faded, he left the office early to pick Lily up, her hug erasing the city's stress. Doubts lingered, could he be enough? But Lily's trust, her small hand in his, silenced them. As leaves fell outside, Michael felt his old life shed too. Lily wasn't just a guest, she was his daughter in all but name. Their bond, born from a sandwich, had woven a family neither expected. Months passed, and Michael's world revolved around Lily. Their mornings were filled with small rituals, her sketching while he brewed coffee, their laughter over silly pancake shapes. The city's chaos no longer defined him, Lily's joy did. She thrived at school, her art winning a local contest, her smile no longer hesitant. Michael, once tethered to his laptop, now cherished park picnics and bedtime stories, each moment stitching them closer. One evening, Lily climbed onto the couch, her sketchpad in hand. Michael, she said, voice soft but steady, can I call you Dad? His heart stopped, then swelled. He knelt, eyes misty. I'd love that, Lily. She hugged him, her small arms fierce. In that embrace, Michael felt whole, the void of his old life filled by her trust. Emma threw a small celebration, gifting Lily a birdhouse they painted together. Clara attended, beaming. You've built a family, she said. Michael nodded, realizing Lily had reshaped his purpose. He wasn't just a guardian, he was her father, her home. Legal adoption papers were in progress, a formality to their bond. Lily's drawings covered the walls, each one a testament to her healing. Their journey. As spring bloomed, they planted a small garden on the balcony, Lily's idea, inspired by her love for birds. Watching her tend to it, Michael saw her resilience mirror his own growth. A chance act of kindness, a sandwich shared, had rewritten their futures. The city hummed beyond, but their world was here, together. Dear friends, this story began with a simple meal and grew into a family. If this touched your heart, like and subscribe for more stories of hope and change. Share your thoughts below, let's spread kindness together.